in my own homeland, enjoying the bright, the warm sunlight. Oh my God, what a beautiful sight in my own homeland. This place is so nice, wanna do everything twice. Yes, I feel as if I'm in a paradise. No matter the season, you've got every reason. This place is another little heaven. East or west, I couldn't care less. Ooh, this place, it is definitely blessed. My own homeland. North or south, feel free to wander about. You can jump, dance, or sing and shout.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Today is Friday, and when it's Friday, we have Poetry Corner. And our Poetry Corner guest this morning is none other than the talented Miss Bryck Rose. I got with me this morning all my podcasting crew. So stick and stay, don't go nowhere unless you're going to get your coffee or your favorite tea. I'll be right back. Okay. Top of the morning, everyone. Top of the morning. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. Let me welcome this morning once again Miss Bryck Rose. Welcome.
Good morning. Yes, thank you for having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure having you. Let me see. Courtney's here. Mr. Bean, the Thinking
morning.
Bean is here as well. So I got a part.
Bless up the day.
I got a portion of my podcasting crew with me, so that's good enough. So let me ask you, Mr. Bean, what's happening in your neck of the woods this morning?
Well, my neck of the woods is always part of the national neck of the woods. And I'm sure everybody knows by now, a red alert has been issued by Interpol. A Colombian national, allegedly a key player in the assassination of the president of the Haiti, has been nabbed in Jamaica and is to be extradited for trial. So allegedly, a Colombian national said to be a key player in the assassination of Haitian president has been nabbed in Jamaica. Secondly, with respect to, I said the other day that there was a hint of a challenge for mandatory vaccination against the coronavirus by some employees of one or two companies, and to test it in the Supreme Court. And the Prime Minister, in responding, said yesterday, I think, that the government is not interested in being tied up in legalities over fighting the pandemic. I guess that's a way of hinting. And he did say before, they are not necessarily going the way of mandatory approach to vaccination, but persuasion. So he has reiterated that. And we hope we won't have too many legal issues over mandates. Some companies have put it in place. So let's see what the Supreme Court will rule and whether it become a landmark case against vaccination by mandate. Of course, finally, the national big news is with respect to the religious organization, sadly under the banner of Christianity, that has said to have offered a couple personal sacrifice for whatever reason. But the big spill off, and listen to this part, the big spill off of the discussion that we could go to Monday is that one of the ladies who was killed, this is not an alleged killing, was killed. Whether the pastor is responsible or gave the order, we are not saying that he was. It's not yet proven. But the policy for the life insurance policy plus the pension for that particular woman, young lady, was signed over to the pastor. Publicly, not public knowledge, signed over to the pastor. Pension and policy insurance was signed over to the pastor, and that is being big news this morning. So we will see how it develops. We won't stop talking about this. And I would like, as a Christian, to apologize to the world on behalf of the real Christ for these atrocities that have been committed in the name of the Christ. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome, sir. Courtney, what's happening in your neck of the woods, sir?
Yes, top of the morning to the crew, top of the morning to our special guest, Bryck Rose, and to our listeners and viewers. Well, in my neck of the woods, I always talk about the weather, so it's 65 and partly cloudy. But there's a news that just touched me this morning, about from Loop News, saying that there's a game-changing technology in Jamaica to treat erectile dysfunction, and it's called ED100. And I don't know if my Jamaican counterparts have heard about it, but I am just was glancing over the news about it this morning. So that's what's happening in my neck of the woods. Back to you, Franco.
Good one, Cody. Give me a laugh this morning. Francine, what's happening in your neck of the woods?
All right. Morning, one and all.
Morning.
Queen Francine.
Morning.
I got some rest last night.
Nice.
So that's one big, amazing task completed for me, because I have not been sleeping well, but last night I had a beautiful rest. So this morning I am thankful and I am up and alive. The sun is shining on the outside. Not going to work until the afternoon, so I'm off for the morning. So that's what's happening in my neck of the woods. Good morning, team.
Good
morning, Queen Francine.
Good morning. All right. So I guess, Courtney give it the bombshell, so the one that we will lamp on the one that know. So I'm going to hand over the floor this morning.
Franco, I'm here, but you might not be able to see me. I'm on my login number P00495444.
Great Clive Batik.
That's all. I hear the number. Yes, I saw, Okay, good. Good. All right, Cliff. Thanks for being here. I know you have to run shortly, okay?
That's right.
Yes.
So
that's
it won't
why
be this all the while, but I'm helping out in a situation.
I know. That's why, without any further ado, I'm going to ask Mr. Thinking Bean to introduce our guest this morning. So,
well,
go ahead.
Let me not tell the listeners and viewers that this is news to me, but guess what? I can introduce Karen Morrison. That's her name, the name her mother gave her, the mighty Bryck Rose. I could talk about her for 2 hours straight. And guess what? I've not met this lady face to face yet. I have not met her, and I know more about her than many people. And I wrote 4.5 pages as foreword in her book, which she'll tell you about. And I spoke truthfully from just interacting with her poems. Just to say, formally though, she is the multi-talented, respected, loved entertainer, formerly performed under the brand of K Vibes. 1K, and she will tell you how the vibes spell. Me always spell it wrong. She had big hits, Frenemies, I think, and Raggamuffin, or some of those kind of songs with Studio One. And she has opened internationally for some big artists. She will tell you a few of them when she does her own introduction of herself. And she has morphed into poet. Most of her songs are poetry. And so she goes between poetry and songs. And we are privileged and blessed that the Bryck Rose, who I should say a part of her legacy, a part of her transformation, was that she recommitted her life to the Christ in 2015. She was always a person of faith, but she did that and it transformed her life. And she moved on the religious scene with Joan Richards, the awesome Queen of Arts, Joan Richards, and produced a very awesome song. I can't even spell it in the Patwa, but it's Woy. What is it, Brooke? Just tell
Holy,
me.
holy, holy.
Holy, holy, holy. I can't spell that. She spell it for you. But it's big time Naya Bingi, drumming and so on. And she made an entrance with that. And she has an album, and she has an album working on a religious album, a gospel album. And I met her on Facebook while she was in Jamaica for some time. She's a Jamaican American. So she is able to bring the two cultures together. That's why her book is in Jamaican, colorful Jamaican Patwa and the English, standard English. So then, so that we don't take up the time talking about her, all I will say is that stand by and be blessed by the solid one, I call her, and that's her name, the Bryck Rose, Karen Morrison, and her new book, Dewdrops, Heartical Poetry. Big deal. Thank you.
All right. Everyone else, please unmute your mic when someone else is on the floor. Thank you.
You mean mute your mic, if I may back you up.
Yeah.
Mute your mic, yes.
Go ahead now, Bryck Rose. The floor is yours.
Oh, good morning. Greetings. Thank you for everyone that is here, that showed up this morning. You know, grace and blessings to each and everyone. Yes, it's good. It's good to be here. The sun is shining, and man, I just given God thanks for life and being able to do all the things that He allows me to do. You know, it's really a blessing, and to be able to share it with people on these different platforms. As Mr. Bean said, we've never actually met in person, you know, and that's the way the world now. You can reach out to people. So it's so easy to reach out to people now, share thoughts and ideas and your talents, you know. So God is good.
Yes, indeed. So what are you going to do for us this morning? Some poetry, and tell us a little about yourself as you go along.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do, I don't know how much time we have, so I'm just trying to, it's 5 chapters, so I decided to try and pick one from each chapter.
Okay.
Some of my favorites, right? And the first chapter is called Morning Dew, which is dedicated to my Lord and Savior Jehovah, Jesus Christ. And this poem is called Good News. Good news me come for give. Good news me come for tell. Every day you can bring a bucket and draw from this your well. The bottom now go drop out. Now watch how it a swell. This your water you can buckle. This your water you can't sell. And though you don't feel worthy, there's no need to question why. He promised to leave you comfort and never leave you dry. See, it's nothing that we've done to even add a drop. It's just Him love and mercy. Make it flow up to the top. Cause up at this your well, bucket bottom nah drop out. So come and bring your bucket. In Jesus, there's no doubt. Drink of the living water drawn from Emmanuel's veins to quench the thirsty soul that will never be the same. Bless. And that was called Good News.
Amen.
So, you know, I have putting Him first in all things. So that first chapter is dedicated to Him. And that was called Good News. And there are a couple more of the poems in there that I did as well.
Can we see the book? Can you hold it?
Right.
I'm sure. Hold it steady for a little while. Take out those papers. No, okay. Hold it a little to your left or to your right. So I'm Flavors is most likely going to do a capture. Move that happen from your head. Just hold it at the bottom. Move, yes, hold it steady.
Later on, Errol. Later on. All right.
You're not ready. Anyway, thank you,
so
Flavors.
this is what the book looks like. Yep.
Yes, and we are very proud to say that cover was redesigned by the great Anya Gluden.
Anya Gluden, yes. She did
Anya Gluden. And so anybody listening want to get them book cover look good, you can, testify. Yes.
Very important. Yes. Anya Gluden, yes. She designed the cover for the book.
And Anna doesn't know her either.
No. And that's one of the most important things, to have your book cover looking awesome. That's your advertising. That's your first seller before anybody read a word, you know?
Yes, and so that I know she's a humble lady. She's very powerful character, but she's very humble. Let me do this for her. This book, when it was released, became the #1 new release on Amazon in the Caribbean and the Latin America.
Yes.
You hear that, folks? New release, top, went straight to the top. It's like your debut at #1, you know, and that's a record that she will always have. And we wish her well with the book, because it's not about sales and making money. It's about the message in the book. Thank you.
And making those connections, yes.
Yes.
Let's see. So the second chapter of the book is called Dewdrops. Now, Dewdrops are just my sentiments in poetry, short story, just to reach people in different aspects. You know, they're just like the first chapter is dedicated to Jehovah, and there's another one that is about love, but this one is various short stories and poems. And one of my favorite poems from that chapter is called The Show. You know, where I live is a lot of rain and stuff, you know, a lot of rain and rainbows and all kinds of stuff, you see. So I was inspired to write this particular poem called The Show. The rain came this afternoon and played a song upon my zinc, a lullaby backed by the sweetest chorus of parakeets dressed in violet, amber, majestic blue, and royal pink, gently tapping out notes unique and never to be heard again. Every rainfall, a new melody it sends. Rainforest green covered my bed. Drunk like a sailor, intoxicated with nature, I rested my head. I forsook my day's duty to capture this time. Feeling blessed and inspired, I wrote this precipitational rhyme. But before the ink could dry, the music stopped. I stood in the doorway to catch the final drops. The band had changed, and the birds and the robins began to sing. Out came butterflies, earthworms, and all kinds of creeping things. I truly thought the sun was jealous, the way he made his presence known. But I realized, as he cast his rainbow, he was the promoter of the show. So, yes, that was called The Show. And, you know, when I'm writing and I'm telling stories, I really, it's very graphic in my head. If it's even something that I haven't experienced physically, emotionally, you know, I tend to really paint these bright colors and pictures in my head. And I've taken a lot from other artists and their craft of storytelling and story writing, such as great people like Bob Andy, you know, Barris Hammond. These people, yeah, it's just amazing how the art of storytelling is really something I treasure. There's one more called Don't Know What to Eat.
Bryck, before you go to read the next one, another one, I'm sure Francine and Port maybe want to ask, or even Kennedy from Kenya and some other persons who are maybe your friends. Is the most person we have had on Zoom in modern times. You're a big following here. I know what the listeners and the viewers need to know. You had a particular experience when you were age 13, I think, 12 or 13, in primary school, whatever the school is in the United States. Yeah. That was what indicated to you that you would be a great writer. I'm saying it myself. Maybe you don't call yourself great, but you are a great writer and a singer. Tell us about that experience and how it made you connect with poetry and songwriting.
All right, so that would have been an experience I had in junior high school with my English teacher, Miss Samuels. Yeah, and she gave a free writing. It wasn't a regular thing. It was just this particular day. She just said, you know, everybody write a poem and hand it in. And I was kind of reluctant to do it. But I was like, okay, got to do this thing, you know, I have to get it done. Wrote it, gave it to the teacher. And at the end of class, she called me to the side and she asked me, did I know, you know, the meaning of plagiarism, which I wasn't aware of at the time, you know, and I looked it up And, I was a little bit disappointed. But then I realized, wait a minute, she's paying me a big compliment here, She's paying me a big compliment because she actually, she didn't think I could write it, but, she's telling me it's good work, So I was encouraged from there to continue writing. And I kept on writing, little short stories and poems until somewhere about 93, 92, I started going to studio, and writing songs and putting my album together.
Thank you. Awesome. Francine, do you have a question for the Bryck Rose before she moves on, or Courtney?
Just a quick question.
Yes.
Owing to the fact that so many different changes has been happening in and around the world, like pandemic-wise, has it affected you in any way, whether positive or negatively?
Well, it was during the pandemic. It was during the pandemic time that I actually wrote, I would say, 3/4 of this book, and I wrote a play. I did 3/4 of an album, so it affected me it negatively only in the way that people your surroundings, sickness, people are dying, but positively, yes, because it I had to stay in, I had to boost my creativity and so forth. So that's the positive outcome it had on me. I used the time well, also in prayer and my relationship with God. Not that it wasn't there before, but it made it stronger, So
basically, it gave you more time to think and meditate and
more time to think.
You're great.
Yeah, more time to reach out. Yeah, more time to share, Yes.
Yeah, right. Very good.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Francine. Courtney, you ready?
Yes, Bryck, it's no questions, but just a request. My favorite, baklava. So I don't know, I hope sometime in the show that you'll just get to it for me, and that our listeners can get a good understanding, of this poem, because it's really a touching, wonderful poem. Something that I've never heard anyone, write about a situation like that before. So, I am just here waiting and anticipating to hear that.
All right.
What chapter is that one from, Bryck? What chapter is that one?
Actually, that's also in Dewdrops. That's a poem, short story poem. It's one of the ones that are a little lengthier, so it's good that you asked me now, so we can make sure I get it done. So I'll go straight to that one. What a Baklava is a true story. I'll read it first, and then after, I'll tell you about it more after.
Great.
So this is called What a Baklava. Baklava is actually, it's a pastry, All right. Flaky, tender, golden honey and pistachio for the particular appetite. It creeped into my diet before my waistline grew, before my skirt get tight. Turkey, she said with a grin, it's a Turkish delight. I know you'll be back for more after just one bite. No way, I said. The portion them too small. You're charging $4 a square for me pocket them not so tall. Tell me again, why should I buy this treat? Besides the fact that it's flaky, tender with golden honey and sweet. He lifted his head and with a voice as though he'd cry, soft-spoken and tender with a twinkle in his eye. It's real homemade and will melt in your mouth. Unique Turkish recipe from the Turkish South. He said his mother gave it to him, and the recipe, and her mother before that, and her mother, and so on, many generations back. How could I refuse? In it, he took such pride. So to spare him feelings, I bought 1 for $5. Business looked bad, so I felt I did a good deed. But when I had tasted, my palate was delightfully pleased. I went back 3 times a week, having 1 or 2 at lunch. Then daily on baklava, I would feast and munch. One day I stopped in. The showcase was bare. I called to his little old wife with apron and silver-colored hair. No baklava today. No baklava, the last piece has just been sold. Tomorrow you come. Today, early we close. I took this for a sign to be rid of my addiction, For days I walk wide, no baklava conviction. Avoiding the shop, me cross the street, me abandon all things sugary and sweet. Then one day, as I walk and baklava I forgot. Then I realized that me right in front of the little old turkey shop. What a thing me I feel wire me jaw. What a baklava. I tried to look on as I walked by the door. There was no one to spot me. Thought I was home free for sure. But as I approached the corner, there were those two big green eyes. Oh, you come for baklava? I have some hot and fresh inside. I stuttered, trying to be on my way. I have no money to spend with you today. With those big green eyes filled with sorrow, he said, eat today and pay tomorrow. I was fighting myself. It was hard to refuse. This seemed like a baklava battle I was bound to lose. Eat today, pay tomorrow. Oh, you're so kind, but though I beg nor borrow, I just couldn't, I said. It would not be right. He said, I must be rid of baklava before I close tonight. Fresh is the only way that it can be sold. That's part of the secret of ancient old. What a baklava. He said, come inside and have your treat. You pay tomorrow, but today you eat. I said, no more baklava. No more honey, pistachio, and sugar, ruining my lovely girlish figure. Never again will I walk in Turkish bakery's direction. I'm severing my love of all Turkish confections. Now I'm sure he looks for me, that green-eyed baklava baker. I mail him a check. No more eat now and pay later. But many years went by. Fate took me up that road on a passing Brooklyn bus. The doors of the baklava bakery seemed permanently shut. In its place was a sign, the Turkish spa. I had finally rid myself of the old green-eyed paw. Proud of myself for what I had done, I decided to treat myself to the spa just for fun. But there she stood, his wife, with that twinkle in her eye. She said, welcome back for baklava surprise. What a baklava.
Well, this one is a bombshell.
So I just want to tell you that it's a true story. As colorful as it seems, it's a true story. I would go out for lunch and get this thing, and I tried to escape him, and it's like he would always catch me, and I didn't know how to say no to. You know, I literally had to flee the baklava man. You know, so that's one of my truer stories.
Okay, so Courtney is blessed and honored to have made that big request. If you see a most beautiful, well-toned, nicely round face, moon face, bright, sunny, beautiful, colorful, golden head wrap, that is the one and only Joanne Richards. Now, this is the lady who introduced me to Bryck Rose online. I heard her reading a poem talking about with the poem named Bryck, what you were reading when I heard you about the reggae and the music, and like you were the only one in a situation with that poem. Tell me quickly, this lady here.
You mean it was a song, Reggae Music I Am?
It was a poem that you were saying, but it's in rhythm, and she played it on a program when she interviewed you on Saturday.
It was called This Year Rhythm. This Year Rhythm.
You're going to do it this morning?
Yes, I can do that one for you.
All right. Anyway, so John, are you gonna she's me taking over the program though. John, are you going to come on and say something, even with your vocals? Unmute, John. Yes, here she is.
To tell you the truth, I did not even know about this until right now. I'm there, eat my breakfast. Really? And take my food.
The live feed.
Yes. So,
all right. So put on your pretty face yet, so you can put on the face for us.
I cannot. I just cannot.
You understand.
But I am just excited to see what is happening.
Yes.
And but I like hear the poem there again. So
no man, the poem is bad.
Yes.
She's not going to get to read these 5 poems she selected. But anyway, run things. If anybody has any comment or question for the Bryck Rose.
Put the book, she can put the book up when she wants now.
Put the book to your left, Bryck, and hold it steady for a little while. No, don't block your face. I want to see your pretty face too. Take down that hand.
Up more.
Hold it at the bottom, Bryck. Hold it at the bottom.
Too low.
Up
I guess what? Hold on. I'm getting the the hard copy. Yes.
Steady it. Take it out your face, please. I want to see your face on the book.
All right, gotcha.
All right. So hold it there for a little while I talk to John. This song that you co-wrote. Me keep forgetting the title. Tell us about Tell us a little about the song, John. John, and while Flavors captures that, and why did you decide to put that to do that song with the Bryck Rose?
Okay, so she and congrats again, Bryck Rose.
Thank you.
So what happened was that we met her, my husband and I, through Facebook, I think it was. I know it was online.
Yes.
And she showed interest in the work that we were doing. And when she came to Jamaica, so we invited her to be a part of the group called Crew 44.
Yes.
So, right. So she was coming out, singing with us and ministering with us. And then I was getting ready to do the album called Come Make We Worship 2, The Revelation. Yeah. And then looking for
Excuse me, John. Bryck, you can put it down now. She's good. He's good. Yes, thanks. Mm-hmm. Yes, John.
Right. So looking for not just me to write songs, but I wanted to include some other good songwriters in the project. And of course, I mean, the one where born a lyrics factory and work a lyrics store was right there.
Yes.
A long way.
So I gave her, we use a Patwa Bible, the Jamaican New Testament, as the source. And I only had the chorus, holy, 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 holy.
Big tune.
That's all I had, you know.
Yes.
I gave that to her and said, all right, Revelation chapter 4, just read it and see what you come up with. And, you know, so the morning we forgot studio is when she came with the lyrics. I'm serious. Yes,
who are the musicians who played? Who are the musicians? Who are the musicians who played? What are the musicians who played that big track?
I'm trying to remember now.
Yes.
We recorded it at the Jammys studio in Trenchtown.
Okay.
And Dave Green, Fitzroy Dave Green was the drummer and managed the recording. It was all live instruments. And Lord, I can't remember now all of the people.
No problem. Don't burst your brain. Camino, you're just weak. Okay, so we thank you for this input. You're just weak. All right. So look, Courtney, if you have not invited this lady to the program, she's one other awesome person that I'm recommending on the air that you know, she has she has books, but she has one nice one we just out. Flavors Love Food. Tell us the title of that book, John. Flavors Love Food. tell it quickly. See him there.
Auntie Jojo Goes Vegan.
All right,
a Jamaican story with tips and recipes for everything.
All right. So see there.
You have your copy?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. See there. You see we have. See the book there. So we're not charging you for this advertisement, Joan, because you're a good woman.
I appreciate it.
No, we're not charging you. And Flavors and Courtney and Franco not charging you and the others. But you see, this is a podcast, a Caribbean podcast. Yes, and you are a Caribbean African linkage woman. This woman is a Christian, but she's not just a little Christian about the place. She is a very serious, and she's big in the Patwa, part of the translation of the Bible into the Patwa. So I'm recommending her as a big deal for next year. And thank you very much. Joe and Richards, love you. Yell up your husband for me, and your mother and your father. 90-year-old two people them.
God bless you.
Yes.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. On behalf of the Real Stuff podcast. Bryck Rose.
Yes.
We got more than we expected this morning. So over to you if nobody else has any question or comment.
I want to ask Bryck Rose a question.
Yes.
And I have asked many of my friends who have the transition from reggae music to gospel or to poem. Mm-hmm. What made you make that transition?
Okay, it's something that I always wanted to do. But I was walking in the world, but I knew it's something I know that when you do it, you have to do it all. You have to surrender your life to him. Mm-hmm. You understand? Mm-hmm. And I was kind of like, how would I say it now? I was a kid in a candy store, because when I went around the music studio, there's always things and temptations, So I'm not going to blame anyone. These are my decisions. But I mean, at the time when I was thrust into the music with the Volta studio and music opening to me and so forth, and music was my drug of choice, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So I never, thank God, never wrote anything slack. Because God was always a part of my consciousness. It's not something that just came about today. So I was mindful never to write anything that would embarrass myself or my family or God, or that I would have to take back. You know what I'm saying? So I was mindful of that. And I was actually on a stage one day performing with some of the best entertainers in Jamaica. And I just had a moment where, I was singing and people were cheering me on. And I was just kind of like, what are you really doing? What is the rest of your life going to stand for when you have people in front of you that, do they know, do they know your God? Do they know that, you have this relationship? It's not supposed to be a secret, And so I decided that I had to make a change in my life, and I had to surrender and live for him. And it's the best thing that I've ever done. A lot of people feel that it's a restrictive life, but I feel this is the freest I ever feel in my life.
Yes, amen to that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And Franco, that's a big question, because Chevelle.
That's what I was going to come to. When I met Chevelle told me.
Spell it out.
Chevelle told me her story, and it sounds so similar when you start mentioning it. She was on stage at one of these big events in Montego Bay. Mm-hmm. And she just came out and she said she just couldn't do it no more, because she had this, feeling for years, and she knew where God was. Is. So she just decided
same thing like
to change.
With ladies, so you bring up.
Yes. Marianne, yes. Minister Marianne, yes.
And Shelly Thunder too. Shelly Thunder, who have met the same thing. She said.
There were times that I would actually be in the dance hall. I'm not talking about recently. I'm talking about in my youth. Mm-hmm. I would be in the dance hall, but I always kind of felt like I was on the outside looking in, And I would stand there, and I'm talking one session in a swing, and things nice, and just a look, and I would just say to myself, wow, wouldn't this be good if this would be so awesome if all these people was giving God the glory, Not to say I was any better, because I was right there, But I'm telling you truthfully, I would say that to myself. I was like, wow, what a thing if these people was giving God the glory, opposed to, other things. So it was in me, and I just thank God for His grace and mercy that He kept me through the years that I'm still here to live to talk about it,
Yeah, I'm smiling when you say that, because I've seen Lieutenant Stitchy do something like that already at a concert, and he turned it into a praise and worship, for his segment. So,
and Lieutenant Stitchy was one of the main people that prompted me to be an artist for his talent of storytelling. Mm-hmm. And so by the time I found out that, Stitchy, these were influences as Papa San, Shelly Thunder, all these people, it even urged me more. So let me tell you, you see, as artists, never think that you are too small to influence people, or you're too big to do certain, touch certain people or beyond certain things. I was really influenced by them, also by their change of life.
Sure.
And I remember when we used to have little sessions in basements, there was this one Christian guy, I'm going to call his name is Marshall One. And he would come in, and he used to DJ, regular DJ in the days, and he got saved. He would come in among us, but he would DJ gospel lyrics. I'm like, wow, this guy DJ gospel lyrics, and they're rough, And I call him my big brother, and he's still doing that until today, and he's ministering through his music.
True.
Very good. Blessings.
All right, more poems.
All right. So this one is called No Rhythm, and this comes from a chapter called In Due Time. So In Due Time is a chapter that's a little bit more personal to me, my story. No rhythm. I was a rose among thorns in a garden of rhythm, dominated by men, isms and schisms. I was dub-wise. I make rhythm turn fool, ride it like a jockey, me use it like a tool. Drum and bass was my friend. You couldn't chat to me. Without drum and bass, you wouldn't have no party. Then me hear a voice say, give me the glory. Me will give you a rhythm, me not give nobody. I no kumina, I no one drop, I no vanity, I no real rock, I no couscous, I no taxi, I no sling thing nor cherry, oh baby. A rhythm made just for me. It no play upon turntable, laptop nor CD. This year rhythm, it no play in a dance. I no buku yaga rhythm for put you in a trance. I no kumina, I no one drop, I no vanity, I no real rock, I no couscous, I no taxi, I no sling thing or cherry or baby. This rhythm will make you wheel and come again. Go round the bend and tell all of your friends. Bigger than any evening news. Run, go spread it like Star and Gleaner. Wake the town and tell the people. Bust this here rhythm upon every corner. I am the potter. You are the vessel. This is not dub plate. This is special. I no kumina. I no one drop. I no vanity. I no real rock. I no couscous. I no taxi. I no sling thing or cherry or baby. He is my King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Unto him I will sing a new song. I will give thanks and praise unto Jehovah. Brand new rhythm, brand new creation. Cause I no kumina, I no one drop, I no vanity, and I no real rap, I no couscous, I no taxi, I no sling thing nor cherry or baby.
Well, this one is a bombshell.
Thank you,
Bryck. It wasn't that the song I heard John Richards play? That wasn't that one? Or you're not sure?
Think so.
Okay, anyway, we have another one better than that with the same kind of thing. Anyway, so look, Bryck has been rolling out some poems. Kennedy is off. You have a quick word, Kennedy, for Bryck, or you want to ask, where is he? Oh, I'm not seeing him now. And one of your friends would like to say something for you, Bryck? You have a number of participants there. You can call in one. Barbara? Is Barbara there? We're not seeing Barbara.
Okay, maybe Barbara's not there.
Okay, Kennedy is here. A quick word from you, Kennedy, from Kenya.
Hi, Mr. Kennedy.
Greetings, everyone. It is good to be here. I love everything. I love what Bryck Rose is reading. She is really an amazing writer, an amazing singer. I just love it.
Thank you.
Much love.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Who is Tommy Ellis again? I know that name. Is it Franco?
Yeah.
Is Tommy Ellis? Is he gonna come on, or we must continue with Bryck Rose?
You can continue if Tommy wants to. Then,
so Bryck, what are you gonna give us next?
Okay, so I have a chapter in the book called Do Fall, and Do Fall is dedicated to love. It's a love poem. It's all about love poems. So this one is called Love Like This.
Nice.
I'm probably reading. I've read a couple English, right? I didn't want to read all Patwa, but So here's one called Love Like This. What a love like this. Me not even feel for yam food. I mean, as a man will love me belly, so you know this your love happy good.
Yes.
What a way you firm and soft like dumpling your granny used to me. I'm in love how your eye them shine and black. Favor two perfect, pretty ackee seed. You hear just a flow like bougainvillea, creeping over a garden wall. And you dimple them deep and inviting like a cool day up a river falls. Your teeth white like coconut copra, and your lips tender like guava jelly. Your kin smooth and your waistline trim, flat like copper penny. You turn up strong and firm, just like a guango tree. Me love when you bend back. Me love when you put your hand on your kimbo and bend back the two, not knee. You foot them nice and dainty. You heel back smooth and clean. You finger them tall and pretty, them for the front page magazine. And your voice kind and gentle, coming like the queen of a dove. Jamaican man no love brawling woman, you know. A meek and humble woman they love. Me love how you take your hand make fashion and you have your own door key. Me love how you turn on your yard, you know, chatty or licky. When you laugh, me forget my problem. When you smile, you melt my heart. It leap, it skip, boop, boop, boop. It stop and then it start. What a love like this. Me not even feel for yam food. And you's a girl who can cook. So you know this your love have to well good. That's titled Love Like This. So you see, I'm writing from a man's aspect, and then some is from a woman's aspect. So, you know, as artists, we have enough to reach. You know, can't be one-sided.
Queen Francine, I see you come on. You I'm sure you're touched by that poem. You're a very sentimental lady. You want to ask her about that poem or make a comment on it? Francine? Oh, she's not hearing. All right. Okay. So any comment on that poem? Frank, I know you love poems, and I know you love cultural poems.
I was actually commenting in it, just that the mic wasn't.
Okay, Francine, Queen Francine, one of the hosts.
I'm just so overwhelmed by all of what I'm hearing. I must tell you that these people are just extremely great. I want to encourage you to keep writing. Be inspired by whatever it is that allows you to write as well as you are doing. And I'm talking all the writers here today. So keep inspired, continue to be encouraged, and continue to just bless our hearts with all the things that you're doing to inspire us. I am really touched and overwhelmed. I'm just sitting here and I'm just wondering, how can we make Mr. Bean marketing manager for all of you? Because him just have him a marketing.
Talk to Famous.
I love that.
You see, Francine, if I may say this myself, all it takes is a generous spirit, a free spiritedness, not mean spiritedness, and just wish other people well. And I tell you this, and I am not boasting because I don't like to boast, but sometimes you have to boast. I took out all of August. I did write one poem. When I met Bryck Rose, she said that she's going to do a book. I'm not just contact her and say, tell me about the book. And she showed me certain things and I said, look in your book. This book here you're going to have is a big deal, you know. Let me help you with some things and we put her onto Anya. And I took all of August and we read through every poem and she was so humble. That's another thing about her. She was humble and I said, tentatively said, what about this Bryck? What about this Bryck? And one of the big suggestions, I said, Bryck, all of those Patwa words that you have there, why don't you make a glossary? So I am marketing the book for her. No, I'm saying, as a glossary, anybody traveling to Jamaica and don't know Patwa, you can buy this book and learn some certain words. About how many pages of it, Bryck? About
the glossary?
Yes, with the Patwa words.
5 pages.
Yes, and you have the English.
It's 8 pages.
8 pages. You see, you have English on one side and the Patwa on another side. So this is one good reason for doing this book, or for purchasing this book. And we want you to support her and bless her. Not just about making her rich. If she's rich, we will get some of it. We know that, Bryck, so we don't know, right? But the point is, this book has messages, and Courtney will tell you poems that talk about liberty, heart, on the ground, poems that speak to people's lifestyle. This is what it's all about. We bless you. We bless you. Thank you.
But her name says it all as well. It's Bryck, you know, so she's solid as a rock. Yeah, man, I love it.
So, I have one more I'd like to do. I'm looking at time here, and it's a lengthy one, so this will be the last one. But I want to big up our beloved language, Patwa. And I was so inspired to write this. It's called Chat Me Patwa. And this is also a song. So you can find that, you can go to my website, brickrose.com, and you can look up my music as well as my poetry. So here it goes, because it's long, so I'm going to read it straight. Chat Me Patwa. Jamaican Patwa is unique and has its own identity. Some say it is the language of the uneducated. Some of the most educated rate it. Them say we broke the English. We never broke it, we just broke it down. When I was a little girl, we used to chat bad. Them send me go school to learn golden rule. But Patwa me love, I speak it with my friends. When we laugh and joke and hang out on weekends. We can't take the speaky spooky here. Me want relax and chat me Patwa. So cock your ears and listen me good, because when you overstand, means you've understood. You want to be Jamaican, want to be a yardie, well, all is well, all is airy. When you say over there, we say over there, sir. You say don't move, we say turn right, yes, sir. Turn Teddy, turn up, simply put means be still. Sometimes it means relax or chill. You say here am I, we say see me ya. You say come here, Jamaican, come ya. I'll be right there, we say soon come. But if you follow with Jamaican, the day I got done. Because soon means whenever, and near is really far. Might as well jump in a bus, minivan, or in a car. Yes, car, not car. I couldn't tell you why. Because if I tell you untruth, then me a samfire. You say what's up, we say what a go on. And everything Chris means no need for alarm. Foot bottom, foot back, neck back, head top are parts of the Jamaican anatomical clock. Don't laugh, Pat was not for joke or style. It's a part of the culture for man, woman, and child. But you got to use expression when you chat the Patwa. Or a man could have take you for a real foreigner. But see here means now look at this. Excuse me, pardon, then you teeth you kiss. You say, oh my, we say, kiss me neck. And did you know there's a difference between take and take? To take without asking means say you're a thief. But when you take, you don't care who I go see. And if a man watch you a pre, could be an informer and a good somebody. And if it's more than one of you, we say uno. If you go on fool, you are kuno mono. Make your sweetheart use you, kuno mono bono no nos. And if a girl you out your pocket, I use she call books. Only want you for your money, no need love nor looks. And when we say yam, that means to empty or to eat. Jamaican don't say don't do it. Jamaican say not do it. You want a nice girl, you look at daughter. Her face been her school, she know in no laughter. When you say keep calm, we say cease and settle. Sit down, have a drink, glass or buckle. And if you're thirsty, beg your liquor water. You say you want more, well, that's a brought up. More times means sometimes. More time we say lick. But you know if you use your tongue, use hand belt or a piece of stick. And when you get the lick, trust me, it'll go hot. Yes, the same hot like fire on the pot. Hot bun. Yes, that mean hurt. And anyhow you put it, is a discomfort. Now when it comes to music, it's a serious thing. You say rewind, we say pull up rhythm. And if you're bad like a yours, you say encore. Jamaican ball forward. Crowd of people want more. Lift it up the selector. Wheel and come again. Lift up the needle, put it down. Them not want it for end. Now me respect Granny, because she a senior. From the days of crinoline and dulcimina. You say suitcase, we Jamaican say grip. No matter what name, we not left without it. Because anything you say, we say happy fly out. Chat, we chat bad. We not keep our mouth. And all the Jamaican bad with them, You know, I hear them from me. Because most Jamaicans, we love decency. Bless. And that's called
Well, this
Chapter
one is a
Patwa.
bombshell.
Okay. Well, this is a bombshell, and Franco has said it. And I'm stunned. You know, when we run out of words, you know, say me run out of words, right? So help me out of flavors. Say something, man. Till me get back my bearings.
Well, Bryck, you're just sensational.
Thank you, bless.
Wicked. I just gone back to Jamaica now, just wicked.
Yes. One of my favorite poems that I had the privilege of reading for her, Why Did You Go? Did you intend to read it, Bryck? I
had it in there, yes, I had it bookmarked.
Yes.
As I said, I asked me about that, but you know, we went off course, off blank.
Well, no, man, you know that the spirit leads on course, no off course.
All right.
The spirit does not lead off course unless you are a cultist and you lead yourself off course, and you are not a cultist. Nobody here is a cultist. Franco, how much time do we have left so that we can see what else we do?
Well, she can go ahead and do it, and then after that, we can wrap up. Okay.
You know, I was going to force myself to read it for you, although I don't like to read, but you read it, or you read it better than me.
No, I would want you to read it.
You like me to read it?
Yes, please.
All right. I didn't rehearse it, but guess what? I recorded this poem for Bryck in my close closet. Flavors and Franco told me how to record it. I mean, I have time to send it to studio to boost it, but it is on YouTube. It's called Why Did You Go? And I thought I interpreted it nicely for her. And I think it's a couple well views. So let me see if I can read it now. You see how me arrogant and bossy and impose myself on the lady. Anyway, I'm a friend. Me and she a friend, although I don't know her. So Why Did You Go? By Karen, the Bryck Rose Morrison, from Dewdrop, Heartical Poetry. Food I want not, taste has no pleasure. Sunrise and sunset are one to me. Joy has taken flight in what seems to be a one-way trip, never to return. My glass is full and yet I thirst. The end of the month is the same as the first. I am not aware of time. It's as though the sun has hidden its shine. Through my window the days are one. I thought to myself, I will come after you and beg you to tell me why you fled. You left in the rain without closing the door. Even though we were laughing, I should know you needed more. You needed me more. Now it's too late and I'm left alone. Grief is too simple a word. You have left me in a place I don't wish to be. They say I will escape, but only you and God have the key. God help me. I must overcome. Overcome I must. Though you fell for the dance of the evil dancer that whispered literally sweet nothing in your ear and told you that surely you will not die. I died 1,000 times since you left. I still have the blood-soaked rags from the wrist of your right and your left. And how do I explain that I was your best friend? I should have seen it coming to avoid such an end. But suicide, she plans her escape, shakes hands and tries to deceive every Tom, Jane, and friend that she makes. She gets in the bed, pulls up the sheet, smiles like the devil, and lulls them to sleep. Robbery. I thought to myself, I will come after you and beg you to tell me why you fled. You left in the rain without closing the door, even though we were laughing. I should have known that you needed more. Now it's too late and I'm left alone. Grief is too simple a word. You have left me in a place I don't wish to be. They say I will escape, but only you and God have the key. God help me. If you know someone who is suicidal, inclined to be suicidal, if you have these thoughts, remember hope. Hold on to your life. Don't give in to suicide. Thank you. By the
we all need each other. God didn't put us here for ourselves. He put us here for each other. So think about, I know it's not an easy thing. I've never been in that situation or in that person's shoes, but I wrote this from the aspect of the people or the person that is left behind and how we suffer, and sometimes contemplate certain thoughts as well. So, that's the aspect I was reaching from.
Well done.
He's very touching.
Well done,
Yes,
Mr. Bean.
Franco.
Well done. I love that one. I love that one.
Yes. I told Bryck. Say that again.
Thank you, Mr. Bean. Well done.
Okay, thank you. And again, thanks to the Real Stuff podcast, I found my voice still perfect in it on the Real Stuff podcast. I will always say this. Thanks to Courtney for inviting me. Thanks to Franco and Flavors and Francine and Maxonette and the other hosts who have invited me to be part of it. And I'm happy to be with you. Bryck, love you.
Thank you.
Adore you. I wish you well. And by the way, she has a very beautiful daughter. Almost as beautiful as she is. I know she's more beautiful than Bryck, but she didn't come on today. What's her name, Bryck?
Renee Roberts. I call her Ray Vibes.
Yes, and guess what? She wrote a poem as an answer to prayer for that child, but we didn't have time for it today. So, yes.
Check out Bryck Rose. Also, K-Vibes. Check out Bryck Rose on my YouTube channel. And there on the YouTube channel, you will find about 5 or 6 poems narrated by Mr. Bean and other people from this book. Yes.
Yeah. So tell us again.
Right.
Tell us again where we can get this book and what format the book is in.
Okay, so you can get this book.
Hold it up again, please.
He wants another picture. To your left. Hold it with your left hand, Bryck.
Yes.
Yes. Hold it steady.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yes, you can get this particular book. You can get on Amazon. It's available in ebook, paperback, and hard copy cover. So just look for it there, and you can. If you get lost, just go to brickrose.com, and it'll come right up. You can click on the link from there.
Thank you, Bryck. And again, it was my pleasure and honor to have written the foreword. And thank you for the privilege, Bryck, for writing the foreword. And I wish you well. And anything I can do for the next book, as long as I'm alive, please let me know. Thank you very much.
Yes, and everyone, just remember when you spell Bryck, it's spelled with a Y, not an I. B-R-Y-C-K Rose.
Okay.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I see it. I've seen it.
What you, Franco?
Before is Francine still here? No, she's not here.
No, I haven't seen Francine.
Right. I was going to ask the next queen to say the summary, but I think I'll just call up on Courtney to do the summary for us this morning.
Nice.
Yes, thank you, Franco. Thank you again, Bryck Rose, for really entertaining us and educating us too. Today, on the Real Stuff podcast, Poetry Corner, we have the wonderful Bryck Rose. And surely, she's a multi-talented person, a singer, a writer, a poet,
playwright, aspire.
She's a very really inspiring person. What she did today on the show was sensational.
Thank you.
And,
thank you.
I am so intrigued about that Patwa poem, and surely it was just highlighting our culture.
Then you're gonna love the song. Then that means you can go online and get the song. It's available.
Yeah, and I would just say from Patwa to baklava. Because I'm just I don't know why that poem just resonates with me. Personally. But what I had wanted to Franco, and I don't know if we can still do it, and if you have it lined up, is to play, the version, with the music and all of that with it, because most people don't really get the essence of it, of that poem, that piece of poem,
Unfortunately, I don't have it on this computer. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's okay. So, just to let our audience know that they should go out and get a copy of the Dewdrops, our latest book, and we have heard the poems from it, and we should really, recognize this person, and, I like to recognize and give, applauds to people and accolades to people who really, have done great things. And surely, you have done great today. I'm so, I'm not easily impressed, but believe me, I'm very impressed today. So thank you again. And back to you, Franco, and back to the crew.
Yes. Well said, Courtney. Well said. Want to thank you again, Bryck, for being here this morning. I see the YouTube listeners, viewers, have lined up. Antara said that you enjoy the presentation. So I know you have well received. And Sally's there to separate the tears from the from the pain, joy, from the strain. So your poetry have touched a lot of people this morning.
Thank you.
I want to implore you.
Well, I had a lot to say,
Yes. I know you have a lot. So
artists, we have a lot to say, and we have to have an outlet. And this was mine, and I just thank God I was able to do it.
And I will continue to say that poets, they have the hammer, the sword, the mantle right now, to make the change that the musicians are, the entertainers are not doing. Okay, so I'm
falling down.
I'm depending on all of you, not you alone, all of you.
I can say one more thing.
Sure.
I think that during the pandemic, people really realized how important artists are. People were reaching back in their vinyl collection and their CD and cassette collection and movie collection and all these things during the lockup. People really realized how important the artist is, and so we should support each other and support all artists, to make it so we can continue making a living. We do other things. I mean, I do other things for a living, but that is the heart and soul of us. So when you can support us, support us.
True.
Indeed.
Love it. So please remember to subscribe, like, and share the video. And the object of this channel is to educate and entertain you. The Real Stuff Podcast is your Caribbean podcast. So for all of you inside the YouTube room this morning who have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe so you can participate in our live discussion. And remember to share the video and, do all the like that you can. Live and love every moment of your life. Be grateful for each new day. Cherish your family and friends. Bless others and keep the faith. Never lose hope. And remember, prayer changes things regardless of what religion you belong to. You must pray and continue to pray. On behalf of my podcasting team, Francine, Max Juanette, Courtney, Flavius, and myself, have a joyful morning, a joyful afternoon, joyful evening, depending on your time zone. So I'm going to ask Queen Lubafo to say the Our Father in the Garifuna language. Tafina will take with myself to take us out of here. So for everyone, have a joyful weekend as well. Bryck Rose, enough blessings to you.
Blessings to you too. Thank you.
All right.
You lead us so full. You belong far away away. Ajuguala lego buseru. Lida mua, lida sungfula. Lida mua, lida sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what send me if it could flee. Me I fi take away me say.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
Me I feel like a thief in the night.